Boom, shakalaka boom. I am back after a few days away. I mean, I think there's even a theme song for this, isn't it?
I'm back, and I'm better than ever. Got a knack for making things better.
I'm back. All right. Yeah, I'll avoid singing for y'all this morning. But we are back after an extended holiday. I think the last time I was in the studio was Wednesday, July 3rd. It is Tuesday, July 9th. My goodness. You don't get many vacations around here, so I will take it. I will take it. Woke up yesterday morning, was sick. Well, I woke up Sunday morning. I was sick, and I was really hoping I could shake it off overnight. Got a ton of sleep. Just wasn't quite there yesterday, so thank you to Matt Bishop for filling in for me yesterday. I know he did a great job. Just got to talk through talking to him here in the studio. Y'all be sure to listen to his show, 6A to 7A, every Monday through Friday. That is Matthew Bishop, the full story. All right, so this is the Clay Edwards Show. If you're new here, I'm Clay Edwards. It's your daily dose of reality radio, the most incendiary show on these here airwaves and any other, for that matter. This is WYAB, 103.9 FM. We're streaming worldwide at WYAB.com. If you guys want to chime in this morning, the Guns and Gear text line is 769-241-1944. The Mazda of Jackson phone line, 601-879-0002. Guys, be sure to get over there to Mazda of Jackson. Check out the all-new CX-9. Tired of hearing about high interest rates? Go check out Mazda of Jackson. Let them see what they can do for you. And don't forget, every purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. A limited lifetime powertrain warranty, as well as a free 43-inch flat screen TV from Mazda Jackson, located right there on 55 at Briarwood Drive and online at mazdaofjackson.com. All right. Man, let's see here. We got a lot to cover and a short time to do it. Bobcat text in says, thought for sure that today's show would broadcast live from Mercy House Teen Challenge. No. It wasn't that kind of weekend. I'll tell you what happened. Saturday, I woke up feeling good. About myself. And, since my house is just a big man cave, I moved my squat rack from my garage to where most people's dining room tables would be. It sat there for about a week, untouched. Finally, Saturday, I said, well, today's the day. Today's the day I'm going to use this thing. The girlfriend was at work, so we weren't going to do anything till the evening time. We were going to go out and eat. And so I decided, let's do some squats. I hadn't done squats in about a month. I stretched really good. Got confident in myself, did a little warm-up set. Then I worked my way up to exactly where I had left off a month or 6 weeks ago, or however long it's been. Man, just pounded them out, man. Did 5 sets of 10. Then I did a straight bar chest workout, incline, decline, flat. We just did a full chest try workout and squats. Heaviest weight I've done in a while. Just, again, beast mode. Testosterone kicked all the way in. All my pre-workouts and everything else that I take, just pumping through my veins. You could actually see my veins for once. Well, y'all know how this story ends. I woke up Sunday morning in rigor mortis. I couldn't move. And then about the same time, I believe I got some kind of little 24-hour virus of sorts. And I could barely breathe, too. I was bad congestion and all that. Anyway, so thought I would sleep it off. Sleep was definitely part of the cure. Unfortunately, it was not the only cure. And I did have a Z-Pack sitting around the house, kind of tinkered with that a little bit. But here we are. We're back. And I guess I got the worst part of starting back with my legs out of the way. The pain and suffering is over. Hopefully moving forward, I won't have to deal with rigor mortis again after my leg workout. So, let's see here. Where do we want to start? Man, Joe Biden, what an absolute unmitigated disaster that has been. Here's what I'm predicting. No, I'm wrong a lot, but I think, we can all kind of look into the crystal ball here and see what's going on. I think once you really look at it, there's really only one person they can transition to so easily, and it's going to be Kamala. It's going to be Kamala. It's all the donations. They're not fungible for anybody else. They would have to refund everybody's donations and then redonate back, which I'm sure that they would do that. But then you open up for complete disaster. Everybody wanting to get behind a different candidate, whether it be Newsom, Whitmer, or whoever else, Shapiro. Who knows? It would be if they opened it up to anybody other than Kamala, it's a bloodbath. Anyway, plus her names are just, I was listening to somebody yesterday, maybe it was Benny Johnson, and he was talking to an election attorney. And he said just what it takes to get on the ballot in all 50 states is a massive endeavor. Well, Kamala's already on all those ballots. All you do, even if you leave Joe on there and he steps aside, whatever, I don't know. But just from a common sense standpoint, which we're talking about Democrats here, so throw common sense out the window, right? But from a just ease of transition, Kamala is going to be the person. I don't see it being anybody else. And they're just going to hope it's red team versus blue team. And I think that's probably the best route to go, is just go for red team versus blue team and hope your team has got enough votes. But I believe what they're going to do is they're going to nuke Biden, and they're going to use this Parkinson's stuff to do it. I believe that is their path here, is the Parkinson's. This neurologist that's been to the White House, 7 or 8 times? And Mr. Bishop brought up a good point. I don't know if he mentioned it on his show, but he mentioned it to me between our shows. He said, they tried to say that the neurologists have been to the White House because there's thousands of active military members that get medical treatment there too, which that seems really weird to me, but whatever. But he brought up a point. He goes, wait, so there's active military members with Parkinson's? People that are supposed to be the most fit people on earth? People that get medically discharged for way less than having Parkinson's? I got multiple problems with this. We don't need active military with Parkinson's. God bless you. But you need a medical discharge and you need to get your disability. We damn sure don't need a president with Parkinson's. And I believe dementia, but I'm not a doctor. I knew to avoid that. I knew to avoid that jab. I didn't have to be a doctor to know that, and I was right. Did not have to be a doctor to know to avoid that jab. I remember somebody called into the show one day, and they told me, Clay, I took your advice and didn't get the jab. Now I've got COVID, and it's your fault. Well, wait, you're an idiot. You would have gotten COVID anyway. I thought for a minute I had COVID yesterday. And I was like, yep, I'm going to be just fine if it's COVID. Now, if it's a cold, then I'm worried. Definitely worried if it's a cold. But COVID, I ain't worried. Ain't nothing to it. Let's see here. Let's hit a few guns and gear text up. I got them coming in this morning. Mansplain. Biden isn't going anywhere. He'll be on the ballot in November. Jill and Hunter won't let him drop out. They like the power and prestige too much. Here's going to be the thing. I think they're going to use this Parkinson thing for Kamala to invoke the 25th Amendment. And if she does, it's because everybody downstream that has a role in it is on board. Because she's not going to commit political suicide and not have all the support she needs to do it. Now, the conspiracy theorist in me that's never wrong, ever, yet to be wrong about a conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theorist in me says they're going to use the Ashley Biden diary to nuke him and just shame him into resigning if he doesn't go out peacefully. Snopes, the liberal fact checker, the people that get you banned from Facebook and fact check you and all that nonsense, they say they're nonpartisan, but they never fact check the left. And it ain't because the left don't lie. These are the same people that fact check Russiagate is real. Snopes has come out and confirmed, changed their initial ruling of the Ashley Biden diary being fake news, right-wing conspiracy, Russia propaganda. They've now confirmed it as factual. The left are eating themselves. The left are eating themselves. They'll use the Parkinsons for the 25th Amendment if Joe doesn't go. And if they need to push him a little harder, they're going to mention that he sexually assaulted his daughter in the shower. Hey, her words, not mine. Her words, not mine. You don't think that's fact? Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever search engine you so choose to believe. Ashley Biden's diary. And I mean, look, this is why every time Democrats talk about Joe being a good man, he's America's dad. I don't want that pedophile anywhere near me. And I damn sure don't want him anywhere near my children. That hair-sniffing, sick SOB. That's why I just can't take Democrats serious when they talk about threats to democracy. He's a good man. He's a steady hand. He ain't a steady hand. His hand's shaking like Michael J. Fox. Fed up. Fed up playing nice. Fed up with these goofballs. Fed up with the lies. Don't believe your lying eyes. Now, with all that said, I don't want Joe to go nowhere. We've earned the right to go to those polls on November 5th and tell Joe Biden, you're fired, Joe Biden. I want Joe to experience election night humiliation by being fired by America. I know he does not deserve being able to step down and be given all the pomp and circumstance. They're going to talk about a man that gave 50 years of his life to government, to his country, serving his country. Joe Biden didn't serve this country. This country served Joe Biden. And he milked it for everything it was worth for him and his ratchet-ass family. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by Parlor 1886, located on Main Street in Flora. Parlor 1886 is Flora's living room. It's a bar. It's a grill. It's a meeting spot. It's a living room. It's a great place. It really is. Get over there, check it out. I love when they go and they retrofit new things into old buildings and they manage to keep some of the character of the original building. You don't have a whole lot of Main Street USAs left. There's not a Walmart out here in Florida. So luckily for Florida, they got a Main Street for now. Enjoy it. Keep Walmart out of Florida. Anyway, get over there. Check out Parlor 1886. Like I said, they're more than just a restaurant. They're more than just a bar. They're a hangout spot, whether you're looking to grab a drink, watch the game, or just chill with friends. Parlor 1886 is the perfect place, and they're now open on Mondays. John Poor is the manager. Jason Dean is the owner. Everybody knows them. Go where they know your name, Parlor 1886, and get there early enough and grab those VIP couch sections up in the old front bay windows. And really cool. Really cool. They got some old arcade games and stuff, all that. Get over there. Enjoy it today. Full bar, full liquor, beer, the whole 9 yards. Parlor 1886. All right, so while I was in bed dying yesterday, I was told that Joe Biden had called into Cup of Joe, the Morning Joe, with the two communists, one alleged murderer, the guy that allegedly killed his assistant, Joe, and his wife, clearly anything I want to say I can't on the radio. Let's just go. This is Joe Biden. We got a couple clips here. This is Biden making it clear that he is in the race to the end. He says, I beat him last time, I'll beat him this time. I love a defiant, angry, dementia-riddled old man.
Okay, so you have repeatedly said that all of these people and entities are wrong. And let me go through them. The New York Times editorial board, The Economist, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the Boston Globe, Jerry Nadler, Seth Moulton. Let me go to Julian Castro, Tim Ryan, David Axelrod, David Remnick, Richard Haas.
Now, that's important right there. His reaction to David Axelrod. That is important, and I base that on Sean's reaction to David Axelrod leaking a story a month or so ago, kind of suggesting that it might be time for Joe to step aside, because it's the first time I think Sean took it serious that the Democrats may be getting ready to nuke Biden. David Axelrod is Obama's guy. David Axelrod got Obama elected twice. David Axelrod is the one that breathed life into Joe's campaign in 2020 that propelled him to win in South Carolina. And the rest is history if we're going to pretend that there was no shenanigans involved. David Axelrod was a huge part in Joe being president today. David Axelrod thinks it's time for Joe to step aside. I just want to play that little clip there one more time when they mention David Axelrod's name.
Seth Moulton. Let me go to Julian Castro, Tim Ryan, David Axelrod, David Remnick, Richard Haas. Yeah, I know which one you're responding to there.
Well, the way she said David Axelrod, like she's introducing a wrestler.
Zeke Emanuel, but they're saying that you should step aside. So what is your plan of attack moving forward? These are pretty big names.
Is to go out and keep doing their big names, but I don't care what those big names think. They're wrong in 2020. They're wrong in 2022 about the red wave. They're wrong in 2024. And come out with me. Watch people react. You make a judgment. You make a judgment.
He'll go out with him and watch people react. Every video I see of people reacting to Joe, they're flipping him the bird, and 10-year-old kids are screaming, "Let's go, Brandon."
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I'm going to have all these foreign leaders here. I've been in contact with the new British Prime Minister. Anyway, look, the country.
Hold on, I got to keep interrupting because screw him. I, as an American, am so damn tired of hearing about foreign leaders. How about America? How about us? How about us average Joes, Joe? I don't give a damn about a new prime minister in some welfare state. that wouldn't exist if it wasn't for us. I don't care about what I care about is when I go to the grocery store and my groceries cost 3 times more this year than they did last year. When I'm still having to spend over $3 a gallon for gas in my car. I went in the drugstore yesterday. Just stopped by Polk's Drug. It was the closest one where I was going. Little gas station there on 18 in Brandon. I went in, I got a bottle of water and a bottle of Aleve. A small bottle of Aleve, or Advil. And it was $18. $18. Now, I'm not picking on Polk's because it's high everywhere. I've had to buy it before. I try to keep a bottle at the house. I had to replace it about once or twice a year. $18 for a bottle of Aleve and a bottle of water. That's what I care about, Joe. I don't care about all these foreign leaders. Quit name dropping. You sound pathetic.
The rest of the world is looking, our allies are looking for U.S. leadership. Who else
Ain't
can
gonna find
step
him
in here and do this? I expanded NATO. I solidified NATO. Ask your brother about
I expanded NATO. Thanks, Joe. He's asked your brother.
it. In Poland, I made sure that we're in a position where we have a coalition of people of the nations around the world to deal with China, with Russia, with everything that's going on in the world. We're making real progress. The Biden plan, which got in Israel for the Gaza Strip, is something that was adopted by the UN Security Council. Whether it comes to fruition, it's awful close. We'll see. G7's
Okay.
but look.
Yep.
I mean, does he even know what he just said? I mean, I'm going to quote Donald Trump here. I don't know what he just said. I don't think he does either.
I'm not going to explain anymore
Because you can't.
about what I should or shouldn't do. I am running.
A defiant Joe Biden. We got some more video. I just got an update here. This is breaking news from the Daily Beast. I know, LOL, the Daily Beast. But anyway, I'm not going to defend why I watch the Daily Beast, or let's read the Daily Beast. It's actually an honester, is that a thing? Version of liberal news. Anyway, it said Biden make or break Democrat meeting, and he won't be there. So, congressional Democrats will be weighing in on Biden's political future, are meeting today behind closed doors, no cell phones allowed. Let's see if there's anything else to that. It says, although there are many more members falling into the all in for Joe column than publicly calling for the president to step aside, according to CNN running tally, there are still plenty of private discussions over how to approach what has effectively turned into a game of chicken between Biden and his own party. Quote, the conversations are happening, a staffer for the House Democrat in a competitive district told the Daily Beast, referring to members who have yet to come out publicly. They're happening. There's a high likelihood members and their accompanying staffers will have to put their phones in a box, the aide added, though they suspect details of the meeting will quickly leak anyway. Yet among Democrat leaders on Capitol Hill, the dam has held for Biden so far. Yeah, I haven't listened to the radio much the last couple of days, but what's happening here is you got a lot of Democrats down ticket who are going to lose their races because of this. If Joe stays on, because as of right now, there's a whole army of Democrats who say they're not voting for Joe Biden. I mean, the number one liberal on this radio station, Sean Yurtkaran, himself has said he will not vote for Joe Biden. I think he said he'd vote for Trump if Joe Biden was on the ticket, but I know he said he would not vote for Biden if he was on the ticket. Now, Sean was a pretty rational guy. I mean, we pick at him about being a Democrat and stuff, but he's highly intelligent, very rational guy. If he's saying this, how many more people are saying that? How many more voters just don't show up because they're so disenchanted with the ticket. I mean, there's Republicans, too, that don't like Trump. I get it. I don't think they're really Republicans. Or maybe we're not. Maybe I've said this before. Maybe we're the rhinos. I think that's really what it is. I think America first. I think technically we're the rhinos. Because we're way outnumbered by what we call rhinos. This is a whole nother conversation for another day. Let's take a break. When we come back, we got more Joe on Joe. This is the Clay Edwards Show. Joe on Joe. Probably something he would like, but that's somewhere in Ashley Biden's diary, too. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. This segment is brought to you by Miranda Lambert live at Trust Mart Park. The Mississippi Braves presents Music on the Diamond with Miranda Lambert. How cool is that, man? Miranda Lambert, big country superstar, coming to Trust Mart Park right there in Pearl here in the final season of the Mississippi Braves. They're sending it out with a bang, with a big old concert, man. Tickets available, Ticketmaster.com, starting as low as $59, going up to $99 if you want the VIP standing room only. They're really, really close to the stage. I'm sitting here looking at the Ticketmaster chart now. Some great, there's nothing better than an outdoor concert in a festival type setting. I love the amphitheater, don't get me wrong, but it's just something about a festival with the big monster stage and just a sea of people in a standing room only type situation. I love that. Miss that about concerts. Anyway, Miranda Lambert live Friday, July 26th, 7 p.m., Trust Mart Park in Pearl, Mississippi. Get your tickets now, Ticketmaster.com. And be listening. I'm going to have some tickets to give away as we get a little bit closer that week of. I'm going to give some tickets away. All right, back to Cup of Joe. This is the section of it where Joe defiantly tells the elites in the party, go ahead, run against me. I'll be your huckleberry. I'm going to miss Joe when he's gone. I really am. I mean, will we have anything to talk about on this show when Joe and Chockway are gone? I mean, seriously, when I set out and said, God willing, if you'll just give me 4 years of this. We started the week after Joe's inauguration. The last week of end of January, first week in February, something like that. I said, Lord, if you can just let me make it 4 years to do my little part to get this country past Joe Biden and Chokwe Lumumba, I'll find something else to do. Now, I've changed my mind. I'm not ready to quit. This is my full-time job now. It wasn't my full-time job then. But that's all I asked for. So if God pulls the strings, pulls the cord on this thing, after we get Trump back in office and Chockway's doing the perp walk heading to jail, I won't be able to complain. If I got to go back and sell cars, I'll have honored my country and served the way I was able to. Anyway, back to Joe on Joe.
Let's get something clear about 20 and 24. Not only were they wrong, I said they were wrong beforehand. I
love it when he gets mad. I said.
20 and 24. Not only were they wrong, I said they were wrong beforehand. I said we were going to win and how we were going to win. I didn't pretend about it. It wasn't like, oh, my God, I was surprised. I was not surprised. I predicted it. I knew what we were doing, number one. Number two, you remember?
He knew what they were doing because they were going to steal the election, and he was able to run it from his basement. So he is correct. He knew he was going to win because he knew what they were going to do in the basement at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. He knew what they were going to do in Arizona. He knew what they were going to do in Detroit, Michigan.
Remember, I was one of the few people out there publicly saying before the 2022 election, there will be no red wave. There will be no red wave.
Because we've had 2 years to Katie bar the door and rig all these damn elections. Well, we know there won't be a red wave. Trust me, we've made sure of it. That's what he's saying.
because I've been all over the country. I didn't believe it at all. And then in 2023, the key elections, I went into those races. Not every one of them, but a lot of them. And I said we were going to win. Look, we won those. So, Joe, it wasn't just that it didn't happen. I was predicting beforehand it would not happen because I've got a pretty good political.
I guess Joe is the new Nostradamus. Joe Stradamus.
Instinct and I. And here's the deal. It's not going to happen here this time around. The American public is not going to move away from me as an average voter. And again, I'm here for.
What did he just say? The America is not going to move away from me as the average voter. Let's listen to that again.
Move away from me as an average voter. And again, I'm here for two reasons, pal. One,
oh, you know he means business when he drops a pal. What's next? No more malarkey?
Rebuild the economy for hardworking middle-class people. Give everybody a shot. Just a straight shot. Everybody gets a fair chance. Number one. Number two, remember all this talk about how I don't have the black support? Come on, give me a break. Come with me. Watch. I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. No, I'm not talking about you guys, but
oh yeah, this is where he is mad that people are talking about him having Parkinson's, and I think he's got dementia too. I see dementia more than I see Parkinson's, but I'm not a medical expert.
The elites in the party who they know so much more, but any of these guys don't think I should run against me. Go ahead, announce for president. Challenge me at the convention. Look, Joe.
Angry old man shaking his fist at the sky. Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. Mazda Jackson phone line, 601-879-0002. Would love to hear from you guys this morning. Mansplain says, I'm going to read his first text again because it ties into his second text. It says, Biden isn't going anywhere. He'll be on the ballot in November. Jill and Hunter won't let him drop out. They like the power and prestige too much. 2/3 of Congress has to approve the removal of the POTUS. Republicans aren't signing off on that. Joe has to leave willingly. That's just not happening. You know, man, I said this a couple times in private conversations over the last couple days. Completely removing my political biases, just completely removing them. I told Kingfish this on the phone. I know I've told Sean this. I think I told Fred Shanks this. Just as an American citizen, right now, I would rather have Kamala Harris as our president than I would Joe Biden. She's an idiot, but at least she's coherent. With Joe Biden as our president right now, our so-called enemies are laughing at us. We are the laughing stock. As a normal American citizen, I would rather Joe step down for the safety of our country. Now, again, I know what I said the first segment. I want the opportunity to go in that poll in November, pull that lever and fire his butt. But that's the selfish side of me that wants to do that. The logical side of me says this crazy old man needs to step down or be stepped down immediately. Let's take a call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, brother, you on there?
Hey, nobody in the media won't say he's got Alzheimer's or dementia, but he does, and we both know he does.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that being said, him being in there 4 more months scares the crap out of me personally. But,
me too. That's what I was just saying. Yeah.
They're not going to fix this election like they have been because he has a chance to put a black woman, in their eyes, they have a chance to put a black woman as the first president, first black and first woman as president. And they hate the fact that he has a chance to do it because they know she cannot win. Now, that being said, what if Kamala does challenge him at the convention?
I think she wins.
I think she will.
I think she should, and I think she will. If they don't get him to step down.
Who do you think is going to be Trump's VP? Tim Scott?
Marco Rubio. They're going to announce it today.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it'll be Marco, but I think Tim would give us a better chance of winning.
Yeah, I think they're going Marco because of the Spanish vote.
But that's something. Think about it. If we got Tim Scott, we'd have the first black VP, and then in 4 years, it could be the first black president.
First real black VP.
Exactly, because Obama got a white mom.
Yep.
But anyway, hey, you have a good day, Clay.
You too, brother. Yeah, Kamala's not black. Sorry. Kamala's not black, and neither is Obama. They're just not. Just black folks just being able to take mixed folks and saying they're black. I'm sorry. That ain't how it works. That ain't how it works. Tim Scott, Byron Donaldson, Michelle Obama, they black. They black. What if I wanted to just count Obama as white? I mean, we're going to play that rule. We're going to play that game. What if I told Obama's white? Anyway. Yeah, they're supposed to announce Trump's VP today. Now, that's not official, but the tea leaves, based on some events they've got coming up, suggest that we could find out Trump's VP today. I'm hearing strongly that it's Marco Rubio. I wish, and Marco would be great. He serves a purpose to reach out and connect to the Spanish, Mexican, American voters, the Latinos, the Latino X, as AOC loves to call them, which they hate being called, by the way. He's going to reach out and try to communicate well with those folks. Since we've got such a big influx of them coming in here, they're going to be voting illegally. We're going to need somebody on our side that can speak a little Spanish to talk to them. So I'm okay with Marco. I'm a little disappointed. I would like Byron Donaldson. I'm not a big Tim Scott guy. I don't dislike him. For VP, he's not my guy. But my feelings wouldn't be hurt if he was. But I think Byron Donaldson would be a better choice. And, of course, Vivek would be my number one choice. But, I ain't worried about it. Here's the real fun question. Who's going to be Kamala's VP? Because that person is, if Kamala was to win, that person's guaranteed to become president at some point, because it is going to be Game of Thrones over there on the Democrat side. Let's take a break. We'll be right back to close out hour one. We got a whole another hour to go. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. Guys, we got about a minute left here to the top of the hour. We'll have our 7 minutes of news and informative commercials. When we come back, man, it's going to be a heavy, heavy Joe Biden show today. And coming up in the next hour, I'm going to pick on the ultimate diversity, equity, and inclusion hire, DEI for short, Karine Jean-Pierre, who I absolutely despise with every fiber of my being. And also, did you know that now that the left has created quite a situation for themselves? They're trying to tell us that if we refer to somebody as a DEI hire, we might as well be saying the N-word with the hard R on the end. That's right. Saying DEI is now racist. You can't make it up. We'll be right back. Welcome back in to hour two of the most incendiary show on the RADIO here in Central Mississippi. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards. Living free, dying hard. I don't know who keeps bringing these flags to the studio for us to hang in the studio. I think we've about reached max flagability here in the WYAB studios. We've actually got flags on top of flags now, so we can take them off and flip them around. If we get tired of looking at one, we got another one. Somebody dropped off a Live Free, Die Hard flag here sometime in the last couple of days. I just saw it there on a table. I don't even have one of my FAFO flags flying in here. But no, I kid. We do appreciate everybody that thinks of WYAB with these flags and the other gifts you guys bring us. Thank you all. I have an idea. I do offer my flags with my FAFO logo on it, the F around and find out logo. You ought to buy one of those, or 2 or 3, and give them away to people. And say, check out the Clay Edwards Show. Anyway, buy FAFO.com for shirts, flags, caps, and more. I've been trying to call it a cap, not a hat. Caps and more. Tank tops as well. All right, real quick. Pure Air Consultants. Man, do I have to even explain? If your air conditioner ain't working, call Pure Air Consultants. It don't matter what's keeping it from not working. But they pay for an ad read they're going to get. Ever wonder why your AC has stopped working? The common reasons for issues can be as little as a flip switch, a dirty condenser, an improperly sized unit, an old unit, or a malfunctioning thermostat, or, of course, usually what it is a malfunctioning unit. I've never been so lucky for it to just be a malfunctioning thermostat. I just had to replace the air conditioner compressor on my car. It wasn't the thermostat, unfortunately. Anyway, for over 40 years, Pure Air Consultants has been delivering exceptional cooling systems to Central Mississippi, and they want to offer you a rare gift, a free labor warranty for 5 years. New construction builds, thermostat installation, and more. Financing is available. Pure Air Consultants also specializes in air duct cleaning, air duct sealing, and dry vent cleaning. Make sure the air you breathe is as clean and as fresh as possible. MyPureAirConsultants.com for more information. Ream, a new degree of comfort. That reminds me real quick. I didn't want to ask Facebook this question because you get so many rhetorical answers, smart butt remarks. I think I've got some squirrels in my attic, and they have, or whatever it is, chirping away, has nested directly above my desk where I film all my videos. You can understand why this is a problem. Do I know anybody that comes and gets rid of them? I'm not getting up in there and getting rid of them. I could use some help here. If you know a person that can remove animals from the attic or wherever they may be, I could use your assistance. Shoot me a text, 769-241-1944, 769-241-1944. Somebody has already sent me one. Thank you so much. I will be giving them a call. This is not something I'm looking forward to, but it is getting in the way of business. All right, speaking of business, hey, real quick, I did a video yesterday that got a ton of views. So I guess that means people are interested in it, so I figured you guys may be interested in it. A lot of people like to reference Vicksburg Mayor George Flaggs as being a great example of a Democrat mayor that can cross the aisle and get things done and really does things the right way. And every time people tell me that, I laugh at them. I'm like, what are you basing this on? Just, it's not as bad as Jackson? I mean, is that what we're basing it on? Because that ain't what I see. I watch the news. It's gotten so bad over in Vicksburg. And the only reason y'all say that is because Chokwe didn't meet with Trump and Flaggs did. So, like, for some reason we look at Flaggs and say, oh, man, see, he knows, he does what's right. He crosses the aisle to get money for his community. And all that being true, but those are the bare minimums of a mayor's job. Chokwe doesn't do the bare minimum of his job. George Flaggs does the bare minimum, and he went and met with the president to ask for money. That aside, his city is playing, like, I guess they've gotten fed up with Canton trying to be Jackson's little brother. They now want to be Jackson's little brother. Maybe even come for the title. Which they're welcome to have it. They're welcome to have the title of the deadliest place in America per capita if they want it. I'm sure Jackson would love for them to take it. At least the 2 or 3 good 4, 5, 6 good people in Jackson that are still there would love for them to take it because they're tired of hearing me talk about it. But you know it's bad when Waffle House, rain, snow, sleet, or hail, hurricane, or other, never closes, says we tap out. All 4 Waffle Houses in Vicksburg, now they're not closing, but on the weekends, Friday and Saturday nights, they've closed dine-in. It's carry-out only because of y'all's drunken shenanigans. Hope Baker, who is a division manager for Waffle House, also I went to church with Hope. She's a really nice girl. She was part of the Celebrate Recovery team over there. Really helped former addicts and stuff, getting them jobs. I mean, Hope just does legitimately. Hope is one of those great people who does the Lord's work. I mean that as seriously as I can say it. Hope is a division manager at Waffle House. Started out as a waitress as she was going through recovery and stuff, and now she's on their team where they fly them out during hurricanes and stuff, and she goes and works those kind of deals. Just legitimately good people. Hope posted on Facebook yesterday in a Vicksburg group, and that's how she'll communicate with people in certain towns, is she'll find the community groups, and she'll kind of be the spokesperson for Waffle House in those areas. Anyway, she posted in the Vicksburg Miss group, good evening. My name is Hope Baker, division manager for Waffle House. I just wanted to inform everyone that starting Friday, 7/12, that's this Friday, all 4 Vicksburg locations will be to-go only from 11 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. We will also increase security. I apologize for any inconvenience this may cause, but ultimately the decision is being made for the safety of our employees and customers. Thank you for understanding, and I'll see you in the restaurants. And she went back and she did an edit here. She goes, just to ask some clarification, this is a company-wide decision for any units that currently require security. So if it's a Waffle House that has a security guard, now they're going to be closed to dine-in service. So what y'all have done now is now let's think about the people this negatively affects. You're good God-fearing gamblers. You're people who like to go out and just have a little fun, drink some spirits, gamble, grab something to eat at Waffle House, put some food in their stomach. Now what are they going to do? Are they going to have to eat and drive because they couldn't sit down at Waffle House and sober up a little bit? Think about the people this affects. Selfish, thuggery behavior has now made the roads more dangerous in Warren County. Democrats can't do nothing right. Democrats can't do nothing right. At least their Waffle Houses are still open. Nanny boo-boo, Vicksburg, you think you can catch up with Jackson? We've closed ours down. Get your weight up. Get your weight up, Vicksburg. Just getting the dine-in closed on the weekends ain't nothing. Can't out-thug our thugs. You can't out-Democrat our Democrats. Let's have a little more fun or keep it a little more local through this segment here, and after the break, we'll kick it back to national. At the end of the day, this is a show about Jackson, so every now and then we, of course, got to talk about Jackson stuff. Speaking of Democrats behaving badly, did y'all see the 3 little juvenile delinquent thugs, the little South Jackson Talibanians that killed the 60-year-old black man that was just trying to earn a little extra money working security at a gas station in South Jackson? About 1:30 in the morning, Sunday, I guess it would be Sunday night, Monday morning. 3 thugs scoped out the M&amp food mart. That's the old, just so you know, if you're from Sojak, that's the old Shop Time across from the ballpark there. Still a store. And with the Tim's family on that, I believe, back in the day. Anyway, the old Shop Time there. They saw the security guard had a gun. This is a premeditated, cold-blooded murder. That's why they've been charged with capital murder, all three of them. All minors, juvenile delinquents. They wanted to steal the guy's gun. This is according to the police chief. I'm not being hyperbolic here at all. They wanted to steal the guy's gun. So they went up there. He asked them to leave. You know, these wasn't my baby didn't do nothings. I mean, these were legit little gang-banging thugs. He walks over there. He asked them to leave. They whoop his butt. Now, he should have just shot him. I mean, let's should be 100% clear about this. He should have shot and killed all three of them. The second they resisted, he shouldn't have. And we should be having a different story today. The headline, the alternative headline today should read, Hero Security Guard Kills 3 Juvenile Delinquent Thugs with Guns. Future rocket scientists and engineers and possibly even a little astronaut between the three of them. All gone. That's the way the headline should read. Mama should be out in the street crying, my baby didn't do nothing. They should be releasing doves where somebody else gets shot because they always get shot at the dove and balloon releases in Jackson. Mama should have a GoFundMe. They should be making T-shirts with their faces on it, like they're at the gates of heaven, knowing these people are going to hell, not heaven. Yeah, I wish sometimes they would just be honest with those T-shirts that they make. Just be honest. You know your little baby ain't going to heaven. He ain't do nothing. You're right. Your baby didn't do nothing to get into heaven. But unfortunately, that ain't the way the headline reads. The headline reads, 60-year-old black man. See, they'll never tell you it's a black man when they're killed by black people. But a 60-year-old black man killed by 3 young black thugs. Democrat death culture. Culture rot in South Jackson, the Jacktown Gaza Strip. But they've been caught. Kudos to JPD. They got them. They got them quick. Got to call a spade a spade. Kudos to JPD. You know, I just heard something there in the break that said the mayor have come out to let everybody know that the chief's job is safe. Man, I tell you what, getting the vote of confidence from Chockway when the chief's actually doing his job, he's a fired butt. You can't be arresting those are future Chockway voters. None of them are old enough to vote yet, but we can't be arresting my constituency. I'm going to need them to eliminate my enemies at some point. Anyway, let's take a break. When we come back, shifting gears, back to more serious stuff, because Jackson's lost. I mean, especially South Jackson anyway. Those little Talibanians. That's what they call themselves. If you're new here, there's the gang that runs South Jackson's little gang of juvenile delinquent thugs, future rocket scientists, engineers, and the occasional astronauts. They call themselves the Taliban. So I have no problem referring to these little terroristic thugs as Talibanians. Is that a word? Is that what you call a Taliban? A Talibanian? It is now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'll be right back. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by Lakeland Glass and Tint. Get over there and see them today at the it's not all new anymore. at the Flowwood Drive campus. That's where you're going to get your windows tinted, your vehicles wrapped, your paint protection film, and of course your ceramic coating. That is their newest venture over there. It's summertime in Mississippi. This is what, if you ask me my personal opinion, what ceramic coating was invented for, is to protect your clear coat and eventually your paint from damaging heat. It's also very good for you if you are in the Northeast or in the North where there's snow and ice and stuff and salt on the roads. It'll definitely help protect you from that as well. But that's not a big issue down here. It's the blistering heat. Check out LakelandGlassandTint.com today to get a quote. And, of course, the mothership, the windshield facility over on Lakeland Drive that started it all. That's where you go get your automotive glass and windshields fixed. And did you know every windshield comes with a free Rockpeck card, a free Rockpeck fix card? So basically, the lifetime of your ownership of the windshield, if you get a Rockpeck, they'll fix it for free. They'll do a stops. You know what I'm trying to say here. They'll fill the Rockpeck at no charge one time with that card. That's a pretty good deal there. LakelandGlassandTint.com. And coming soon, Highway 80 in downtown Brandon. That's right. Lakeland Glass and Tint opening up a location in 042. Should be a good deal there for everybody over there. All right. Let's jump back in it here. Where do we want to start, man? I got so much show prep from the last 2 days. It's just a matter of where do I want to start. I tell you what I really want to do. We're not going to do it today because I think I could do a whole show about it. But this Aubrey Wyatt case, that poor young 14-year-old girl who committed suicide down in Ocean Springs, I believe it was, because those 4 girls that bullied her, and then the mother being put on a gag order by the judge because one of the girls' dads is the superintendent of the school. Shenanigans. But it's too much to cover to do the justice it needs in one segment this morning. But one day this week, we're going to break this down. Horrific situation. Horrific. I mean, it really goes back to what I say about these little Jackson thugs and their parents. You know, to finish the thought, all the parents who are or aren't in those 3 juvenile delinquents who killed that 60-year-old man, all the parents, you're either complicit because you raised a piece of trash and you need to go to jail, or you're complicit because you stepped out your child's life and you're not there being a parent. And then therefore you got some CPS issues. Where's Child Protective Services? Where's Child Protective Services at? I heard the chief talking about potentially arresting the woman who's 7-month-old, got kidnapped in that carjacking or whatever. And I don't even think that's what happened, by the way. But Saturday, car got stolen, had a 7-month-old in the back. It was a white dude. They ended up busting him. I think it was a white woman. I think he was with the girl. I think that's what happened. I think there's more to that story. That's why they're talking about arresting the mom. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, so I'm going to say allegedly. I'm not stating that as fact. Anyway, he talked about arresting her or having CPS do an investigation because she left her kid in the car to go to the store. I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that, by the way. Let's keep that same energy for these little 15, 16-year-old thugs that killed this 6-year-old black man. Where are the parents? Where are the parents? Where's CPS? I think that's one way we can start holding these parents accountable. At minimum. Anyway, same energy for the kids, for these 4 bullies down in Ocean Springs. They were told repeatedly about the bullying, and it just got worse and worse and worse. They all deserve some type of punishment. We're going to get into it one day this week. I want to talk about DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. So now they're coming out and they're trying to jump. They realize that they've created a monster of sorts with this DEI stuff. And they're like, oh, crap. They're using it against us, guys. I mean, Joe told us that his vice president was going to be a black woman. And it was. But I mean, he said that he was only picking her because she was black in so many words. So now that we're calling Kamala a DEI hire, they're basically coming out and saying that we might as well just use N with the hard R on the end. No, we're using y'all's language. Karine Jean-Pierre. I got a 10-minute video of her. We're going to play the whole thing here in the next segment. The ultimate DEI hire. Black and gay. Unapproached. You're not allowed to push back on her at all. She's finding out what's happening now that the media is doing their jobs. She's like, I won't be disrespected. Oh, no. You about to be. You're not being disrespected. You're being held accountable. You lying piece of trash. You communist, Marxist piece of trash. You're being held accountable. It's not being disrespected. So the New York Post shared a story the other day, and it had a picture of Kamala Harris, and it says, America may soon be subjected to the country's first DEI president, Kamala Harris. And the Neighborhood Talk on Instagram says, not DEI, New York Post. And then the Racism Watchdog. This is one of these Instagram or Twitter pages that they decide what is and isn't racist. And they love the old dog whistle stuff. So they shared it and they said, bark, 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 bark. Ashton Pittman, the leader of the Rainbow Supremacy over at the Mississippi Free Press, he retweeted that. And then Ashton himself says, let's see here. He retweets Molly Jong Faust. That's a name. Says the real mask off moment here for the right wing media calling Kamala a DEI president. They're referring to the hood, taking the hood off, the KKK hood. Anyway, Ashton says, yep, demonstrating what we already knew about them and their anti-DEI hysteria. Then Ashton says, they've been using, so he retweets somebody else says, so I guess now we're using DEI as a replacement for racial slurs. This is still all about the New York Post article. Then Ashton says, they've been using DEI as a replacement for the N-word for a long time. Y'all invented this DEI stuff. Y'all told us that Kamala was a DEI president. Y'all told us that Karine Jean-Pierre was a DEI press secretary. Y'all celebrated her DEI-ness. I mean, I thought her and that redheaded skank that was the previous press secretary were going to make out at the podium that day when they introduced her as being black and gay. Being the first black, being the first gay, being the first black and gay press secretary. These are all things y'all told us. This is y'all's language. How can it be racist now? They're both DEI hires. Y'all told us that. You don't like that we're using your language against you? Are words weapons now? Idiots. Idiots. Unknown texture. DEI needs to be a job. DEI needs to be for a job at the VA. Pretty much a federal job. All right. Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. Let's read a few of your texts here, man. We'll go back a little bit. Kind of close out this segment. Unknown texture. Biden knows they will steal the election either way. They will not let Trump win. There will not be an American voter firing Biden. Zero chance. here's my thing. If that happens, I'm done. I'm telling you, if they steal this election, there probably won't be a Clay Edwards show the next day. I'm going to be hunkered down and just going on about my life. Because if after the last 4 years, if we can't beat them now, if we lose this one, with as bad as Joe Biden's been, as dementia riddled as he is, if we lose this one, we're done. I mean, you know, trying to fight civilly anyway. So I'm gonna hold out a little bit of hope that we got some kind of chance to just have such a red wave that they can't cheat enough, just like in 2016. You don't think that the Democrats saw those hundreds of thousands of people, football stadiums full of people showing up for Donald Trump, and 10 or 15 people, 100 people showing up for a Hillary Clinton rally? You don't think they saw that? They took that serious. They knew that was a problem. That's why they turned all the mainstream media cannons at Trump, at his voters, trying to shame us, calling us racist, bigots, homophobes, transphobes. They tried to shame you into not voting for Trump because they knew what was going on. My point being, they did cheat in 2016. They just didn't cheat enough, and that's how we got to win in 2024. We have to overwhelm the system. They so red they can't cheat. Let's take a break. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. Guys, you're riding around this morning, you're thinking to yourself, I am hungry. Well, Burgers, Blues, Barbecue, Flowwood location is serving breakfast, as is Madison. Get over there, try the chicken and waffles, try the Southern style chicken biscuit, and much, much more. And don't forget, again, Flowwood is now open right there at Dogwood in front of Dick's Sporting Goods. Today's Blue Plate special at all 3 locations. Fried pork chop or hamburger steak with your choice of sweet potato casserole, lima beans, and mashed potatoes. Sounds so good. I think you get your choice of 2 sides. So you also get a roll or a cornbread. Yum. And, of course, it comes with a tea. So that's Burgers, Blues, Barbecue. Again, Flowwood location now open. I think here soon we're going to do a FIFO Saturday morning breakfast over there at the Flowwood location. I'll keep you up to date on that. We'll give everybody a good week's notice on that. We had such a good turnout for our lunch that I think we're going to do a breakfast too. All right, man, let's jump straight into this. We got a little bit of time left. I want to LOL at Karine Jean-Pierre. She had a meltdown yesterday. The ultimate diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI hire, the press secretary. This is her lecturing the press for finally demanding she answer questions coherently. I mean, she's finding out right now that they've been throwing her softballs for the last 2+ years, and now that the press is turned against Biden, she's in the crosshairs where she deserves to be.
I just want to take a step back for a second, because I do take offense to what Ed alluded to.
I take offense to everything that you've spewed out of your mouth for the last 2+ years.
You know, come out here every day. There's a press briefing, and we do our best to give you the information that we have at the time. That's what we do. And we understand that the freedom of the press, we respect the freedom of the press.
No, you don't. No, you do not respect the freedom of the press. You've had press members removed, and they've lost their White House credentials because they dared push back.
Heard me talk about this last week. I appreciate the back and forth that we all have. I try to respect you, and I hope you try to respect me.
Now, she's lying. She don't respect anybody. Y'all really need to be able to watch this. I'm going to retweet it over at my X channel now at SaveJXN. I want y'all to watch it because I want you to watch her body language and the way she's using her hands and stuff. It's a crap show at best.
And we literally do everything that we can. My team.
There's that word that Democrats, whenever Democrats use the word literally, they're lying. They're literally lying.
Does everything that we can to make sure we get the answers to you. That's what we do. And sometimes we disagree. Sometimes we are not in agreement. But you know what? That's democracy. That is what is important, to have that healthy back and forth. And so to say that I'm holding information or allude to anything else is not unfair. It's really, really unfair. I think people who are watching and
no, it's not unfair. It's truthful. You are withholding information. You're a liar. Now, in her defense, most press secretaries are liars, unless they were all the ones for Trump weren't. They're good God-fearing people, sending the Lord's message. But she's a liar.
Have been watching this briefing for this past week could say that we are doing our best in this briefing to provide the information that we have. And I will admit, I will be the first one to admit, sometimes I get it wrong.
That is the understatement of the year. I'll be the first to admit, sometimes I get it wrong. No, you get it wrong every time. And some of it is just because you're stupid. Understood. Most of it is because you're a DEI hire and you're being paid.
At least I admit that.
I accidentally hit the button again. You're being paid to lie.
At least I admit that. And sometimes I don't have the information.
No kidding.
And I will always, always admit that. But
no, you won't.
I do take offense to what was just happening at the beginning of this briefing. It's not.
I take offense to your entire existence. Your entire existence offends me. Now, here's another clip of her. It says, why won't Biden just take it's the reporter asked, why won't Biden just take a cognitive exam and put all this to rest if he has nothing to hide? And this is her doing that. Well, you know, I hear you. But we ain't doing it.
But there have been a number of people who have said, listen, you know, why don't you have a cognitive test just to rule out that there are any issues? Would the president, you know, would you counsel him to do that just to sort of put an end to these questions?
Andre, I hear you. The neurologists have said it is not warranted. The president himself, he said it today, he said it multiple times, and the doctor has said this. Everything that he does day in and day out as it relates to delivering for the American people is a cognitive test. And that is what the medical doctor has said. That is what the specialist has said.
Hold on. I'm going about halfway back here. I want to make sure I heard this right. What did the president say?
Andre, I hear you. The neurologists have said it is not warranted. The president himself, he said it today, he said it multiple times, and the doctor has said this. Everything that he does day in and day out as it relates to delivering for the American people is a cognitive test.
Well, it is a cognitive test. He has absolutely failed with flying colors. If his cognitive exam is what he has delivered to the American people, somebody go remove him from the Oval Office in a straitjacket right now. Because he has absolutely failed miserably. Miserably. Let's read a couple of your texts here. I could sit here and play Karine Jean-Pierre clips. I tell you what, actually, we are going to play another Karine Jean-Pierre clip here. This is where absolute chaos erupts in the briefing room as KJP repeatedly declines to say why a renowned Parkinson expert visited the Biden White House so many times in recent months. Democrats that listen to this show, I hope y'all are paying attention. We've been right. You've been lied to. And I really want to give you the benefit of the doubt and just say you've been lied to, but there's no way you haven't been seeing the same thing we have. You've chosen to stick your heads in the sand and drag this country down with you.
We provide to all of you.
It's a very basic, direct question.
Wait. Hold on. Wait a second.
Eight times, or at least once, in regards to the president specifically.
Hold on a second.
Not what you should be able to answer by this point.
Wait, no. No, wait a minute. Ed, please. A little respect here, please.
She had the audacity to ask for some respect when she ain't never given anybody any. She's like, don't you know I'm black and gay? That's all. And say no more. Talk to the palm, talk to the hand. Black and gay, you're not allowed to disagree with me.
So every year, around the president's physical examination, he sees a neurologist. That's 3 times, right? So I am telling you that he has seen a neurologist 3 times while he has been in this presidency. That's what I'm saying. I am telling you that he has seen them 3 times. That is what I'm sharing with you, right? So every time he has a physical, he has had to see a neurologist. So that is answering that question.
No, it's not.
No, it is. It is. You're
Dr.
asking
Kevin
me.
Kennard, come to the White House.
But I also said to you,
condition.
Ed, I also said to you, for security reasons, we cannot share names. We cannot share names. We have to.
Others he would have met with.
We
but
cannot.
You can share names in regards to if someone came here in regards to the president.
We cannot share names of specialists broadly.
All right. I'm going to retweet that. We're running out of time here. Go to @SaveJXN. You can see all of that. We got some breaking news here coming from the Gateway Pundit. Somebody just texted this to me. Former Biden stenographer claims Biden blackmailed Obama with threats of exposing...
From a dermatologist to a neurologist. We cannot share names. There are security reasons. We have to...
Sorry, my fist hit the button. Former Biden stenographer claims Biden blackmailed Obama with threats of exposing former president's alleged private homosexual life. The ultimate DEI hire, Barack Obama. Wow. Massive, massive news breaking here this morning. Obama's gay. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back. Again to the Clay Edwards Show. Been a fun one today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Was wondering if I still knew how to work the board after not being here for almost a week. But hey, it was 4th of July, 1776. I told y'all to enjoy this 4th like it was going to be the last one ever, and I know I did. I made a heck of a weekend out of it, had a blast with friends and family, and wouldn't have done it any differently if I had a chance to do it over. Good time. I'm telling you, as this country gets ready to wind down and come to an end, at least this country as we know it, enjoy these next few months of whatever this version of normal is, because it all changes on November 5th. We will look back, and if nothing else, you'll be able to say I was right about that. But dang, Clay told us. Chip Matthews Show coming up next. Y'all be sure to grab some Acme Pizza and Daiquiris tonight, 4 p.m. to midnight. I will see you back tomorrow. Stay safe. Peace.